Hey guys, welcome to this community Christian small group focused around our series titled Doin. First of all, I want to thank you for making the commitment to be a part of this group. At CCC, we always say that it's better to sit in a circle like this rather than just sit in rows on Sunday. And it's our hope and prayer that you'll find that to be true. We hope you'll grow more connected to the people in your group and that you'll take the messages you hear on Sundays and be able to put them to more practical use in your everyday life. So for the next 4 weeks, here's what we'll be doing in group each time you meet. At the beginning, we'll spend some time getting to know each other. The first part of group will just consist of some light and hopefully fun questions that will give you a chance to share a little bit about yourself. Then we'll move into each week's topic in the Doin' series. You'll watch a short video summary of the message that we heard on Sunday, followed by some discussion questions that will not only help you understand the message better, but will lead you to take the things you've learned and actually do something with them. Our goal is to help you discover some practical next steps that'll guide you through the rest of your week to make the series really come to life rather than just be new information. So let's get started. I'm going to give you 2 questions to begin your discussion. Each time you see a question appear on the screen, press pause and take time for everyone to discuss and press play to move on. On Sunday, as we kicked off our series, Doin', we looked at a verse from the book of Psalms in your Bible, and it says this: "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom." I had one of those weird numbering your days moments at my house not too long ago. I have this area in my backyard where I built a fire pit. It's a place where my wife and I often like to sit in the evenings and relax. We love having guests over and sitting down there talking on into the night. And all around that fire pit, we have the ground covered with these tiny gray pebbles. There's literally millions of them out there. And I don't know what it was about this particular night, but I was having one of those trains of thought running through my mind about my life and time and eternity. And as I looked down and I saw all those millions of rocks on the ground, I had this thought: what if the years of my lifetime were represented by just one of those rocks? In other words, each rock represents the 70 or 80 years that I can expect to live on this planet. And what if every other rock that I see represented another 80 years that I'll exist in eternity? And the thought occurred to me that even that amount of time doesn't even scratch the surface of how long eternity is. Even if every rock was 1,000,000 years or 10 million years, it still wouldn't be enough. And as I sat there, I was struck by 2 things. First, how extremely small I am, and how incredibly short my life on earth really is. But at the same time, how much more I have to live for than just what I find in this life. I wasn't just made to exist for these 70 or 80 years. I was made to live forever with God in a world that's perfect and endless. And when I put my life into that perspective, it puts everything else into a completely different context. That's what I think the scriptures are saying when they tell us to number our days, to see our lives in the context of something bigger than our lives, to see myself in the context of something greater than myself. I am not a big enough purpose for my life. There's more to me than that. And I think anybody who spent any amount of time thinking about it would have to admit that's the way we all feel. So that's our goal in this series, to number our days and to see our time as more than just counting down the days or ticks off of the clock. Our time is significant and valuable, and it's leading us to something bigger than what most of us spend our time on. Now here are some questions that will get you started in discussing this topic. Press pause at each question and give everyone in the group a chance to respond, then press play to move on. We'll see you next week.